Welcome back, guys. This week we've got a couple of things to deal with. We have a mould issue that I want to take care of. It's a reoccurring problem in this enclosure, so we're taking the spider out and we're going to reset that. And the other one is a new addition to the collection, so let's get to those. Right, so yes, as I was saying, mould issue. So I have a Tarantula.Rookie. I've tried to sort out the mould issue in there a couple of times without having to remove the spider, just spooning the chunks of mould out. Unfortunately the setups, it's no good. The mould is just taking over. Now whilst it isn't bothering the spider at all, it's bothering me, and people do say mould's not a problem, but the spores from the mould can affect us. So rather than it affect me, rather than it get into all the other enclosures, I wanted to take care of it. I've managed to stop it moving from a couple of the enclosures that it was near. I've rehoused those already. The Vargans is the one that I was trying to take care of without doing it, but we're going to have to move it today. So we're going to get to the rehousing of that shortly. The other thing I've got, I was meant to pick up a new edition at the start of the new year. I had this on hold, but it is, as you can probably see it just here, it is a new addition to the collection. It is a Lacedoria strata piece. So I have the EURGH, which is the size of a grain of sand. You might remember that from the sling video we did a few weeks ago. And obviously I have my LP, which is a nice size. So this one here I've been looking at for a while. The reason I hadn't picked it up prior to today is because when I went to look at it and get it, it was actually in the process of malting. The malt's still, you probably won't be able to see it on the video, but the malt's still here. So I'm going to get that out and see if we can actually sex this, because it's been bought as unsexed, but with a malt in there that we might be able to use. We might even be able to have a sexing of this today as well. So we'll have a look at those. We'll come back in a second and get these set up, shall we? First on the agenda we have unfortunately got to rehouse this one, the Tarantula.Rookie. It's more nervous than anything, and I hate disturbing this little one, but unfortunately time has come. I can't keep just taking little scoops of substrate out of this any longer. We're sorting this out. So this is all going to come out. Spider's got to come out first. Oversized catch cup for it, just so I can push him in, shut the lid on it, sort out the enclosure, and then hopefully put him back in, or her back in, whatever it is. Not sure. Unsexed at the moment. So let's start nice and simply by trying to get this spider in that cup, shall we? Come on, let's walk forward. Come on. Oh, let's go this way. That's it. Come on. This one is so stubborn. Not in any rush though, so it's not a problem. My beard's not going to get any grayer than it already is, so let's change this over to the paintbrush. See if we can get a little bit different stimulus for it. It's just very stubborn. It's not feisty or anything. It just doesn't like moving.
2,000 years later.
Right. Spider's nice and secure in there now. So what we can do is empty this. And we're going to do that with the power of the click. And we're done. So we've got new bit of cork bark, all new substrate, everything's all nice and tidy. Now we just got to get the spider back in there. So we'll have a bit of a closer look. Let's get this into camera a little bit better. And hopefully the spider will go back easier than it came out. It's not exactly wanting to comply too much right now, but I'm hoping it's not due to a impending molt that I've just disturbed it from or anything. Right, let's try and get this one backed out again. Come on. Yeah, nice and easy, hey? Wanna go out nice and easy? There you go. Come on. Little boop on the bottom. The legs. Go on. 2 more. 1 more. And we're done. There we go. Right, shall we have a look at this spider, shall we? Nice and close up. The Vargans. Gorgeous little beast. Does look a little bit dark on the abdomen, so maybe it is going to be due a molt at some point soon. It's not moving too fast at the moment. Hopefully it's nothing to do with the mould. As you can see, that's just far better, isn't it? Far better. Get rid of all that mould. The box was sterilised, some boiling water in there, and then misted out with some colder water and stuff like that. So hopefully that's all done now, and we won't get a reoccurring issue. It's just a mix of potting compost and the last bit of that Spider Life bag I had. So new bit of cork bark, no mould on it. Hopefully we'll keep the mould out of this one now. Cool. Right, on to the next thing. So we've got our standard little box, pre-drilled holes. These are the 1.2 litre Hobby Life boxes, little square tubs. They seem ideal for the slings. Right, so what we need to do is get some substrate in here, which is going to be a mix of an open bag of rainforest I've got from Spider Shop and the remnants of a bag of Spider Life that I've got as well. So let's just get some of this in here. These spiders are pretty much similar setup and similar sort of husbandry requirements to the LP, obviously same genus, so it's not a huge sort of leap from one to the other anyway. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm going to take out the big lumps out of here in a minute. Let's just get some of this in here. See how much we've got. Probably need more substrate. And crush up all the big lumps. Rip up the branch. Leave these sort of twiggy bits in there because obviously it's like a rainforesty type substrate anyway. But just break them up if they're a little bit big. Obviously, don't want stuff in here that's going to be massive. There's quite a bit of moisture in this already, so I won't need to do too much of it. Massively underestimated how much was in here, so I need to grab some more. sometimes these things burrow, they're opportunistic. Some will burrow, some won't. My LP has never burrowed, but that's not to say that the Stratopes won't. The Kluge lives in a little hole, but that was pre-made for it. I don't think it's got the body strength to actually dig its own hole. It's tiny. Right. So we've got that in there. We'll get a water bowl, and we have a water bowl. There we go. A little bit of greenery for it, and we have our cork bark anyway. So right, let's figure out where we're going to put these things, shall we? Because I've got the ventilation on either of these sides, I'll probably put the cork bark like this on one end, just to give it, if it wants to burrow, then it can. Give it something there. If it's anything like the LP, it'll probably bulldoze all this anyway. So we've got the cork bark in the back. Maybe put just, yeah, drop that in there. These things never stay where you put them anyway. Nice bit of greenery for it. Little water bowl, which will probably plonk in this corner. In there. So it's got some room. So yeah, I mean, it's a basic setup, but looks quite nice. Hopefully the spider's going to have enough room to move in. So next up, we're going to get the spider in. Spider's just here, off camera, and get spider transferred in. So back in a sec. Okay, so we're not sure how this spider's going to react, so what I've done is I've brought up an empty Komodo that we've got around here, just in case we have a bit of a run, because we're not in the bathroom today. So I'll move that to that side, and hopefully we won't have a bolt or a run, but we'll see how this one reacts. It's been pretty good so far. A little bit on the move now. What haven't I done? I haven't put water in yet. So I'm going to do the water first. Give that substrate a bit of a dampening up in this corner. Just so it's got a little bit of moisture over that end. Let's get this water bowl out of there. We should put that on there. And now we've got the spider to move. So let's have a look at what we're going to do with that. I think we're going to come this way and try and encourage it to go down that way. So come on, we're going to move you that way. Come on. Move on the thing. Come on, ready? Let's go up. There's no flicking or anything, which is a good sign. So if you go that way, come on, come on. No, 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 not this way. Come on. You want to go backwards. Just keep in contact with the spider, now it knows where I am. Over we go. Come on. And in. Not too terrible, hey? weren't sure if we were going to get a bolt or not, but it's in. So let's have a proper look at this, shall we? And there's the unfocused, there we go. The Lasiodora striatopes in its new home, which I think is probably only a molt's worth maybe with this spider. Don't think we're going to get much more out of this habitat. I don't know. It depends. Spider looks okay at the moment. We'll see what happens when it molts. It has just molted, as I say. We've got the molt ready to have a look at in here in a minute, so we'll see. But yeah, we're in. Okay, let's have a look at this and see what about the molt, shall we? No idea what condition this is in, so I've got no idea whether or not we're going to be able to sex this or not, but let's have a look at it anyway, shall we? First things first, let's get the molt out of the water. Onto there, put the lid back on this before I spill it away because I am clumsy. Right, let's have a look at this, shall we? Right, as per last time, I'm going to speed this up because watching me spread this out is a slow and laborious process. So, right, time lapse coming in. Okay, I think the abdomen's too clumped up to even try and unravel that. But what we'll do is we'll have a look at the with the macro, and we'll see if we can spot anything with the close-up, shall we? Let's get the lighting in the right place, and let's have a look at this little. Yeah, that's chewed to hell. Never going to get that unravelled. As you can see, it's wrecked. But let's have a look at the spider anyway. Another nice carapace, the actual body. Very clean. And then we have the sunroof with the eyes just there. Absolutely amazing. Literally, I said last time, can't get enough of looking at these things. Absolutely gorgeous, especially when you get the opportunity to see these things this close up. Look at that on the end of the foot there. Can you see down right in the centre of the screen right now? This is what the spiders use to hold on to things, those little tiny claws. When you sort of were to look at the spider here like this, you know, these things, they're absolutely tiny, but that's its little claws right on the end of its feet. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. And that's why molts get stuck on the on paper when you sort of put them down, and then you sort of try to move them and they won't move. But yeah, they've all got those little tiny feet, the little tiny claws on the end of their feet. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm just really pleased to have this in the collection. Beautiful spider, just happy to have another Lasiodora. I think they're highly underrated genus. I know they're common, but when you get the Striatopes and the Kluge, they're not as common as the LP. They all look very, very similar, but amazing looking spiders. Right, let's go. So yeah, that was the Tarantula.Rookie vagans and the Lasiodora Striatopes. As I said, really happy to have those back in the setup, in the collection. That's the third Lasiodora I've got now, and yeah, I just really like them, even though they're just a round spider to a lot of people. To me, they're just awesome, absolutely awesome. Right, next week is going to be the first live session. Thumbnail just there. First live session we're doing. We're trialing this out, see how it goes, and hopefully it works out well. And then we'll be doing, after that, another 3 weeks of uploads and then a live. So once a month, we'll see how it pans out. The other thing I did want to sort of mention, which I will sort of go over on the live as well, hopefully next week, leading up to it. Invertshows.co.uk, the people who run most of the invert shows throughout the UK, have actually this year got a website up and running. I'll put a link in the description where you can pre-book tickets. So you haven't got to just pay on the door. Yep, pre-book tickets. Spotted it the other day, it was in an email from TSS, and yeah, I went on the website. You can go down, see which shows you want, and pre-book all your tickets. So there is an admin fee on there, but you know, it might save people on the door. I don't know whether it's going to be, if you've got tickets, you're going to be able to get in quicker. Might be worth a shout, eh? Anyway, Southeast Arachnid show's coming up very soon, end of January. I will be there. So if you sort of see us down there, come and say hello. It's always nice to have a chat with people about stuff that we're interested in. And yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And one thing I did want to sort of mention as well, I know I'm rambling on a lot here. I wanted to say thank you so much to Emma and Mike for sending me, haven't received it yet, sending me a new spider, a Carapacensis that I won. Can't wait to get that thing in a new setup at home. Hopefully that's coming next week. I wanted to say people should go and give Mark Spider Guy a little bit of love. He's had a few sort of not so good news with some of his spiders recently. He's had a couple of losses, and yeah, it's never nice, is it? So go and show Mark all the support you can. Go and watch some of his videos, give him some likes, give him a subscribe if you're not. He's a lovely guy, and he deserves a lot more attention, to be fair. Scott, just wanted to say thank you for over the Christmas period with the lives and the giveaways and everything. Absolutely amazing. Really good way to spend a good few hours with people who sort of have similar interests. And yeah, anyway, like I say, if you did enjoy it, like. If you haven't, please subscribe. And I will catch you online 8 o'clock Wednesday the 18th.